Hey, everybody. I don't know if you guys can see me. So, if you can see me or if you can hear me, let me know. This is my first time doing this through a different platform. So, let's see if I can see myself. Okay, here we go. I done got it figured out. My goodness. How's everybody doing today? So, today I wanted to talk to you guys about healing and repairing the relationship with yourself. So let me know if you guys can see me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I am doing this for the first time on a different platform. So this is very different for me. So um, if you guys have questions, submit your questions and comments, and I will, excuse me. Ooh, I will be able to put them up on the screen. This is my first time using StreamYard, so I'm actually really excited to be here. So, hi YouTube, hi Facebook, hi Instagram. How's everybody doing today? Today, we're going to talk about healing and repairing the relationship with yourself and why it's so important. I have a brand new webinar that I'm going to be talking about and launching for the month of February. Why? Because February is the month of love. February is Valentine's Day. And so I will be doing a live webinar that's called Swipe Right on You. I haven't set it up yet, so just keep an eye out for it because I will be starting promo on it soon because I will be doing it the day before Valentine's Day. But I want you guys to know these things, right? Because this year is the year of you. This year is the year of, you know, pouring into yourself. This is the year of giving yourself everything that you wish you could ever have and desire. Um, Sorry, one second. But if you want to focus on learning how to heal and repair that relationship with yourself, because it's so important. When we talk about relationships, right? When we think about the totality of relationships and what that means, oftentimes I would say like maybe 95, 96% of the time, we are forgetting the fact that, or we are neglecting the fact that we have this relationship with ourselves. So we don't want to forget about that relationship that we have with ourselves. The relationship that we have with ourselves is the first and foremost, the most important relationship that you're ever going to have is the relationship that you have with yourself. And so how do you do that, right? I have my Battered Hearts Rising coaching program. And so, for those of you guys that are new here, I am Coach Nee Renee. I'm a narcissistic abuse relationship recovery coach. So, let's talk about it. I have a brand new coaching course, which is called the Battered Hearts Rising Coaching Program. And it is 3 stages of healing. It is 3 stages of healing and repairing the relationship with yourself. And it is ethereal, awakening, phoenix rising, and then the heart phase, right? So you go through 3 of these phases, and each of these phases are doing something. The first phase is where you are acknowledging and accepting that you have been in an abusive relationship, that you have endured abusive relationships. And so you have to acknowledge and accept what that means to you, right? You have to acknowledge and accept what that means, how that feels. You have to own it. You have to give yourself that space and the opportunity to actually acknowledge that, right? The second phase is the Phoenix Rising phase. Once you get to the Phoenix Rising phase, that is my favorite phase personally. When you get to the Phoenix Rising phase, that phase is so important because you get to really figure out who you are again after being in an abusive relationship. You get to figure out who you are outside of an abusive relationship. And so that is the most beautiful and important phase to be in out of the 3 phases that I have. Because who are you after we get out of abusive relationships, after we leave abusive relationships, no matter if it's just friendships, it doesn't matter if it was friendships, if it was family, it doesn't matter who it was. Once we get out of these relationships, we are able to really get to doing the things that we've wanted to do, the things that stopped us from being able to do what we wanted to do when we were in those abusive relationships. So Phoenix Rising is probably my favorite phase out of all of the phases that exist in the Battered Hearts Rising program. And I call it the Battered Hearts Rising program for a reason, because everything I do is centered and tailored around the Battered Hearts, which is you guys. You guys are the Battered Hearts. You guys are the ones. I'm a battered heart, right? I'm mother battered, but I am a battered heart. You guys are a battered heart. That's what I call my supporters. That's what I call you guys. So it's incredible when you get to the Phoenix Rising phase, because it's one of my favorite phases. The Phoenix Rising phase is just really getting to know and love and nurture and cherish you, because you're figuring out what you want again. You're trying to understand who you are. And then when you get to Heart Vision, the third phase, then you're able to make those decisions with the toolkit that you have from phases 1 and phase 2. So my methodology in coaching is um heavily centered around healing and repairing the relationship with yourself. And through the three phases that I offer, the three phases that I have is something that is super important to the process. I'm going to see if I can add it here to the screen. Um Let me see, cuz I'm like I said, I'm new to this, y'all. I feel like I'm really like I feel like a boomer when you get on Facebook for the first time and you're like, "Sharon, how do I take a selfie?" Yeah, I feel like that when it when it comes to okay, here we go. When it comes to trying new platforms and stuff. I want to see if I can put it up though. How do I put? Oh, here we go. You can't really see it. I guess that's supposed to be the spot for your logo. So I wonder if there's an overlay. Let me try this one, see if it's too distracting. Okay. Well, it's a little distracting, but I wonder, let's see. This is actually kind of fun. I like experiencing new things. Well, you can't see me, but you can see what the Battle Hearts Rising blueprint is all about, right? You start in your ethereal awakening phase, then you move to the Phoenix Rising phase, and then you finish at the Heart Vision phase. But each phase ties into healing and repairing that relationship that you have with yourself. So, that is something that brand new that I am bringing in 2025. I think that it's something that is so important. It's something that is I don't want to overlay it all. Okay, thank you. It is something that is incredibly important when we think about relationships, because it gets lost in the sauce, right? We get lost in the sauce in these relationships. And so it's important to remember that we need to heal and repair that relationship that we have with ourselves first and foremost, we can before we can do anything else. Because how are you going to move to the Heart Vision phase when you're starting to really apply the boundaries that you've learned and the tools that you've set and the things that you've learned, and how are you going to apply those things when you know you don't have that relationship with yourself, when you don't have that trust in yourself? How are you going to start dating? Because what do you want? What are you looking for in a relationship? Those are the key questions that I ask clients. One, what are you looking for in a relationship? If you can't tell me the specifics of what you're looking for in a relationship, then you don't know yourself, right? Because I can sit here and I can tell you every single thing that I was looking for when I was dating again, and how I found my husband, and the boundaries that I set, and the things that I implemented and put into place prior to even meeting my husband, and the work that I did prior to sorry, let me adjust this really quick. Getting into the relationship that I got into with my husband. So by the time that I met my husband, I was already in the place that I wanted to be, and I trusted myself, and every single decision that I made from there was because I trusted and listened to my body. I listened to what my body was saying to me. I listened to what um how my body felt when I was dating, how my body felt when I was around people. You know what I mean? I wanted to listen to it, what was going on. And so in order to do that, in order to get to that, you have to heal and repair that relationship with yourself. You have to be, so you could be able to trust yourself, right? Give me some likes, and give me some likes if you get what I'm talking about, or drop some comments if you know what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second because I'm about to have a coughing fit. Sorry about that, y'all. It is that time of year. I ended up getting sick again when I went to Houston. I was just in Houston over the weekend for a modeling a modeling gig that I had, and I ended up getting sick because I don't have an immune system. Well, I have an immune system. I just don't have the best immune system. Anyway, so when we get into, like, the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about dating and relationships is the other person, is other people. And that is valid. Don't get me wrong. That is valid. However, it's not the end all be all. It's not, the other person is important, but you are equally as important, if not more important than the other person that you're dating, the other people that you're dating. Because if you can't trust yourself, if you can't really, truly trust yourself, listen to what your body is telling you, and, fully dive in to you, how do you ever expect anyone else to do that? And so when we talk about the relationship with ourselves, when we talk about healing and repairing that, a lot of negativity is surrounded by that. I really dislike hearing people, when people are like, well, you need to have more self-worth, or you need to have more self-esteem, or you need to have more self-love. I love the hell out of myself, and I have loved the hell out of myself since I was a child. I had so much self-love, but it didn't matter because I blossomed and bloomed in an abusive environment. So the things that I endured, the things that I was taught, the things that I experienced as a child, that was something that stuck with me, and it attached itself to me the whole way through. And so someone's self-worth and someone's self-love that they have has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that we still got into an abusive relationship. Why? That wasn't our fault. It wasn't our fault. We need to not blame the abuser, and we need to, or sorry, we need to blame the abuser and not blame ourselves. We need to require accountability be taken by the abuser, and the abuser is never going to take accountability. So that means the people in our lives are the ones that are responsible for ensuring that they're not blaming the victim, right? So as I come to a wrap on this live for today, I just want you guys to take this thought with you, right? I want you to take that with you. What is the most important relationship in your life right now? And if you don't say the one that you have with yourself, then we should be having a completely different conversation. The most important relationship that you have in your life is with yourself. And then after that, determine what important relationships that you have and hold on to that. The most important relationships that I have is with me, my husband, my dad, my best friends. But the most important relationship that you're ever going to have is with yourself. So keep that in mind for 2025. January is coming to an end rather quickly. So I just wanted to drop out there and give you guys this message. Time for the Battered Hearts Commandments, because I don't want you guys to forget this. You guys must take this with you in your everyday activities. Drink some water, get some rest, and don't let nobody's dusty ass child treat you any kind of way. I love you, Battered Hearts. Bye, Maya.